How well does this company's claims handling policies, attitude, and payment practices ensure quality repairs and consumer service to motorists?
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. My name is Reamer. That's Robert Grieve, and as always it's an honor to have you join us today. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. If you haven't yet done it, consider clicking the thumbs up if you like this video, the content of this video. That tells YouTube that this is content worthy of sharing, and of course sharing is caring. And then of course if you haven't subscribed, that also is free, and it really helps the channel. So thank you again for being here. Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. My dear friends, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your comments. So good to see you as always.
Absolutely. Hey, it's hard to believe how fast time flies. But apparently it flies pretty fast because we are here today to talk about the 2024 Insurer Report Card presented by Crash Network.
Yep.
So let's get into it, man. What did we learn?
I'm always at the edge of my seat waiting for this to come in.
Right.
And a lot of times there's not a lot of change in the ranking by all that very much, but it confirms what we know.
Yep.
From our side of the fence.
And what you should know as a consumer who, we're all compelled here in the United States to have automotive insurance.
Yep.
And it's good to know that there are insurers who are making the grade. And then there's quite a few insurers.
You might recognize some of them.
Who are slipping in the ranks.
Yep. So big shout out to John Yoswick, Crash Network.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for putting this together year after year, and Chuck. So as a consumer-focused video series, this is big stuff to bring to you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read the introduction real quick.
All right.
The insurance industry spends nearly $9 billion a year on advertising, more than all the beer companies combined. So it's perhaps not surprising that just 10 insurance companies, the ones doing the most of the advertising, now collect 3/4 of the total auto insurance premiums being paid in the United States. So most consumers aren't even aware that there are dozens of other companies they could choose to insure their vehicle, and that actually might be a better choice when they have an accident or need to file a claim. This is incredibly true.
I see that every day.
It's incredibly true. Here's what makes this special for you, the consumers. There is one group of people who have a great deal of recent claims experience with many different insurance companies, the owners and operators of America's auto body repair shops. Every day, they see how various insurance companies treat their consumers and the expectations, positive or negative, those companies place on how their policy holders' vehicles are to be repaired. Again, we see that day in and day out, and this is a national look from across the whole nation asking shops, what insurers take care of their guests the best?
Yeah, and I just want to add a little icing to that piece of cake, if you don't mind. You asked me to go through and see if I could find other ratings of insurers that might be available for the common folks like us to go figure out who does it right, who does a good job, and whatnot. And I consider myself pretty adept at getting around the interwebs. And what's common is anytime you look for something like that, you find what the banks say are the most profitable, and that does not, in fact, it almost conversely connects with the quality of the claims experience. So if you can find something out there that gives another measurement of rating for the claims process, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, this is the authority, and the shops that interact on a daily basis with those insurers get a behind-the-scenes look at how they treat their insured better than anyone I know.
Yep. So the Insurer Report Card is about good claims service.
Right.
Okay. It's not about premium cost or anything like that. This
Right.
is when you need it, who's going to be there for you.
Yep.
And work for you. That's what makes the Insurance Report Card a useful tool for consumers to see how different insurance companies compare to one another. The nationwide survey conducted annually by Crash Networks asks body shops to grade insurance companies they work with based on one question: how well does this company's claims handling policies, attitude, and payment practices ensure quality repairs and consumer service to motorists? And the results show that many insurers getting the highest grades are smaller regional insurance companies, ones that many consumers are not familiar with because these companies do not spend billions of dollars a year on advertising.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the ones you may be familiar with.
Yep.
Like the top 10 largest insurers.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, this report has been going on for years. And so they have the ability to look back over years and
Sure.
see how things are going. None of the top 10 largest insurers in the country scored higher than the national average, nor earned higher than a C+ grade. More than 50 other companies scored higher.
Out of a total of 88.
Out of a total of 88. So 50 of 88 are higher.
Yep.
None of the Big Ten received an improvement grade this year. So look at last year's. This year, did they get any better? Let's see how they did.
Okay.
7 saw no change in their grade this year and remained below the national average. This is of the top 10. 3 others, Farmers, State Farm, and USAA, received lower grades this year compared to last. So the highest grade, which was a C+ of these top 10 insurers,
Yep.
was for American Family, and then everything was lower than a C+ for the rest. Nationwide got a C. Travelers got a C. How they got that, I don't know. Progressive got a C. I'd put them well above Travelers in their handling of claims. Farmers Insurance got a C-. State Farm got a C-. Geico got a C-. USAA got a D+. Liberty Mutual Safeco, D+. And Allstate, D+.
Yeah. That's some big heavy hitters who spend billions of dollars on their advertising to get your money with their catchy slogans and whatnot, and their
And then not take care of you when you need them.
right.
That's our experience. That's our experience. And it seems to be many other body shops feel the same, although I can promise you I did not give them a C-. Interesting, this year they ranked 73 out of 88.
Who are we talking about?
State Farm,
Okay.
which dropped from 69 last year.
Okay.
So 4 positions.
Yep.
And Allstate dropped from 83 last year to 80 this year.
Wow.
Their ability to take care of the guest is getting worse, not better. And premiums, by the way, are on a huge rise.
Yes, they are.
We all know that to be true. So those are your top 10 biggest players. I wonder if you have any of those. Because if you do, now you know how they rank. So let's talk about the top 10.
Okay, these are the top 10 best
Yep.
insurers.
Starting with A+, going down to B+.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, now we were talking about regional insurers. Insurers that you're going to find in Northeast or
Right.
in California
Or one particular
or
state,
mountain
yeah.
states or whatever. And there's a lot of them on here. There's actually only 2 in the top 10 that write here in Colorado.
Okay.
But North Carolina Farm Bureau got an A+. They've been at the top of the list for years.
Yeah, they do a great job, but they serve North Carolina only.
Right. Alpha Mutual got an A.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not familiar with them.
They're up 2 points over last year.
Oh, how about that?
Yep.
Chubb, number 3, which, how they aren't number 1, I'm not sure. But we deal with Chubb, and they are an amazing consumer-focused organization.
Yeah.
Now, they do have some pretty big restrictions on who they insure. You know, the underwriting guidelines are pretty tough.
Okay.
But they were number 3, and we deal with them, and great. Erie Insurance, I hear nothing but great things about them, that they're not in our area here.
Okay.
Michigan Farm Bureau. Acuity is another one I've been recommending lately. They're number 6 with a B+. And they're also here in Colorado. Excellent to work with.
Okay.
Excellent to work with. North Star Mutual, B+. Rural Mutual, B+. Mutual of Enniclaw, which I've heard nothing but great things, but that's more of a Washington State kind of area.
Yep.
They got a B+. And Grinnell Mutual, which I've never heard of before, got a B+. And those are your top 10.
Wow.
So, and I'm sure you're going to put a link to this if somebody wants to sign up and download the
Yeah,
report.
we'll put a link straight to the website where you can go get that.
Because this will show you where they sell insurance.
Yep.
Now, going from 11 to 22,
Yep.
Pure Insurance, an outstanding company, also doing business here in Colorado. Amica Insurance, which I've talked about for years and years and years, both B+. Farm Bureau, Property and Casualty. Pemco, that was the last of the B+.
Right.
Then we go to Pemco, which I've also heard is an amazing company with a B.
Very much the Northwest, Pacific Northwest.
And I'm just going to kind of pick and choose from here. Auto Owners was 17. Auto Owners, like many of the other ones, I think they're a good company. I think a lot of times it's a regional thing, who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Are you dealing with the Colorado office? Are you dealing with the North Carolina office? Are you dealing with whatever, how is that office made up and what are their directives and
Gotcha.
so on and so forth. Auto Owners is a good company, above average, I'm going to say, and the body shop's rated at a B. So
Sure.
that's pretty good. Here's an interesting one.
All right.
Rounding out at 30 is Toyota Motor Company Insurance.
Yeah, we've heard that many of those manufacturers are now in the insurance business.
And they're the only ones that I saw in here that's a manufacturer insurance label.
Okay.
Most of these manufacturers programs are underwritten by somebody that's probably on this list.
Gotcha.
But Toyota Motor Company is on there. They're number 30 with a B-. They have pretty good coverage. I would challenge you, if you have a Toyota, reach out to them and see what their program is all about. And I would love to get a copy of a policy for Toyota here in Colorado. We have not had any claims experience with Toyota Motor Insurance. We will, though.
Yeah.
But I would love to know more about them, and I'd love to know about your experience. And I may have some people that would like to hear about your experience as well. So
There you go.
please let me know. All right, number 33, which I would give them a higher rank than 33, but that's still a B-, is CSAA, or what you would know as AAA.
Oh, sure.
All right. Now, the AAA brand has one that's in Texas that probably has a policy that is specific to Texas.
Okay.
CSAA that's like a California version of it, but it covers a large swath, which were included in that.
I see.
And they've been a very, very good company to deal with.
Nice.
Shelter Insurance, B-. Country Financial, how they got a B-, I have no idea. American Family, number 52, with a C+. We spoke about them as one of the top 10.
Big 10.
Yeah, the Big 10 premium
Yep.
takers.
Yep.
And we go. I want to hop down to 60, which is nationwide. And then 63 is Travelers. You know, with Travelers, maybe the experience across the nation is different than it is here. I can't find anything positive to say about them if you're dealing with them here in Colorado.
Really?
If you're dealing with them on a national scale, which we've had a couple of those claims, it is a much different experience than if you're dealing with them locally here.
Okay.
And I would not have given them anywhere near a C. From my perspective, working with them
Locally.
on behalf of the guest.
Gotcha.
Progressive ranked 68. For me, I would have given them a higher score. You know, that's still a C. They are a ton easier to deal with than Travelers, and yet they're ranked below them. And there is the national, effect of things.
Yep.
Farmers Insurance, number 70, with a C-, and then it just goes to hell in a handbag from there. Kemper, C-, State Farm, C-, Geico, C-, Safe Auto, I don't know that I've had anything to do with them. D+, USAA, D+, that's the insurer that's supposed to be taking care of our military.
Right, and their families.
Yeah. Right below them, Liberty Mutual, Safeco.
Yeah.
Nope. Number 80, Allstate. Anything the General is not good, and it rounds out with Loya Insurance.
All right.
So
88 respondents.
Yep.
And they asked the body shop owners and management, what's their experience as these folks handle their guests.
Yeah. And just to give you some color into that, the survey had over 1,100 collision repair professionals respond from all 50 states, and they ranked all the insurers. There were 22,000 results that went into this report, which that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, it's not a small sample.
But that's what we have for you today. This is an important subject. If you know, here, let me just read this last piece. Choosing a highly graded insurance company, highly graded in this report, doesn't necessarily mean a higher priced policy. So you may get a better deal.
Okay.
While a few of these insurers, such as Chubb and Pure, may target more affluential clientele willing to pay more for a higher level of claim service, customers will find many of the highest graded insurance companies offering premiums that are very competitive and in some cases lower than the national larger insurance companies.
That's kind of exciting to hear that there's a possibility that you could be very competitively priced with an insurer who's going to treat you and your vehicle repair properly. And
your policy language is critically important.
Yeah.
I switched from one insurer to another simply because my situation changed and
Sure.
I have a different property that I'm insuring compared to what I was insuring. But switching to that other insurer, I found my rates come down quite a bit, and it's a big name insurer.
Yeah.
And the policy was far more robust as far as what they would cover,
Yeah.
and how they would cover it. And you know what? You need to do a little research. Buying these national brand, off the rack insurance companies is, I understand the name recognition and everything, but what you see on TV is not necessarily what you're going to see when you have a claim, and that's coming from all the way across the nation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Thank you for bringing this to us. I appreciate that. Thank you, John and Chuck over at the Crash Network, for doing
Appreciate you.
the hard work. And be sure to go ahead and follow the link in the description box down to the Crash Network and get a copy of this report for yourself. Take a look at what's going on and do your due diligence. Don't just buy the marketing hype. And here I am in the marketing business, but don't just go with the spin and the cool jingles and the cute girls and all that kind of stuff. How about you check out what's going to be best for you and your specific situation? Rob, thank you so much.
There you go.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you next Saturday. Peace.